We're entering an absolutely new world in recruiting. No recruiting function is going to be the same with AI agents and everything that's coming out. So, I'm going to dive into a tool that you can use to supercharge your recruiting teams, your staffing teams, everything. Stay tuned. All right, so as a recruiter or staffing firm, if you look at your smart screen portal, you can see basically how many jobs you have open, how many people have applied, and have that visually represented. And further, it's so simple to create a new job and get things rolling for you. You can literally create a job, have it generate the description with AI, specify the location, the salary, um, add in a preset questions. These are huge because a lot of times you need to know whether someone's a vet, what their background is, etc., etc. So you can always load that in the preset. And you can obviously also have cultural questions, which is super important because if you're hiring, the key thing is to know, is someone even going to fit with your culture? So you can set the deadlines as well as the tonality. You can have for technical interviews. You can have more of like a persuasive, kind of less formal, conversational. If that's kind of your cup of tea, your company, you can obviously set the deadlines. And once you do that, you can publish it. And once you publish it, you can basically have a link that you can send to anyone. Now, why do I say this is the future of recruiting? Because AI is automating that for you at each step of the way. So they'll have that sort of email, and once they basically get that in their inbox, they know instantly, are they qualified? Are they not? And I'll show you what I mean very shortly. So here you so here when I click on a role, I can basically see, am I a good fit for it? Am I not? That's the cool part about having sort of like an insights tab. So if you're not a good fit, if you are a good fit, you'll know how to improve. Super important because a lot of times you're left in the dark saying, hey, oh, this job looks cool. Am I going to even pass through the initial screening? Might as well not waste your time if you're not. And if you are going to pass it, you want to really customize it for that specific role. And here you're going to have saying, how can I be the next fit? You have a specific plan of action, mastering Swift, iOS frameworks, RESTful APIs. So now I have a clear plan of action, whether I go to a tutorial, whether I try to go back and forth with an AI tool, practice on Nexa, etc., etc. So basically, I have a kind of like a roadmap of what I need to do. So I'm going to show you the next step of kind of how it would look once you apply and have that decision made. All right, assuming I passed that initial AI screening, this is kind of the automated next step. So I'm basically invited to an interview where I can do the interview right here. And it's basically like a Zoom style interview with the AI. Um, and which is really cool because it's easy. You can do it at any time. You as a recruiter or the company doesn't have to. You can infinitely scale this process. You can have 10,000 interviews at the same time. You can have 100,000 interviews at the same time. It's totally up to you. So basically, you can manage that pipeline of candidates very seamlessly, very efficiently, very smoothly at any time. So that's another thing I wanted to show you. And obviously, from the candidate perspective, you can know real time whether you're a good fit, whether you're not, whether you're able to answer the questions. And from the company perspective, you know whether if someone's legit, are they who they say they are? Can they answer the questions? So super important on both sides of the spectrum. Having transparency is super critical. So I'll show you the next step. And as you see from the candidate perspective, you get a clear notification and updates saying, hey, you're at this step, you're at that step. So a lot of the big problems come when candidates doesn't know what the hell's going on. Kind of, do I need to wait longer? Do I not? So that's another key thing to solve. And the cool part is you got a clear visual of each candidate at where they are in the pipeline, the resume score, the details. You can download it, and basically you can view their interview, have basically a kind of repository of how they're performed. Basically at each step, you know who's at this step, who's at the next step, have a clear kind of visual representation of it. Super important because it's supercharging you. Let's say you have 10,000 of these guys. You don't want to individually check. You want to have kind of like a filtration mechanism. Super important. And yeah, hope that answers any of you. It's a big part of the recruiting process to have these tools with you. So yeah, so get going, join the Nexa platform, and talk to you soon.